Okay, so this week was kind of interesting because we had some good news, we had some bad news, but I'm going to cover the three most important topics to of this week. The first one was the Epoch Times, and they were just recently raided because they were speaking the truth. You know, in today's world, speaking the truth will have dire consequences, um even though it's the right thing to do. Society won't let you speak the truth, cause if you don't speak the truth, then uh then you'll never know what is good and what is bad. What that's what. Unfortunately, there's this thing known as groupthink, which is very likely when if you go to a public school in the U.S. because um too many people in my generation are trained Marxists. So that's why I distrust people in my generation. Anyways, back to the Epoch Times situation. The press was ransacked in Hong Kong, which just further shows the downfall of Hong Kong. I mean, it's really sad because Hong Kong used to be a once great city. It used to be, but then everything just went downwards and stuff. But the thing is, once the Epoch Times made a statement, they said that it was actually people working for the Communist Party of China, which, if I want to remind you once again, they're the very same people who failed to stop the spread of COVID-19 in the first place, and that was last year, by the way. But on a brighter note, we now have release dates for Treasure Cold Steel 1 and 2 on Nintendo Switch. On July 8th, Treasure Cold Steel 1 will be coming to Nintendo Switch, but it's gonna be based off the PS4 version. Like how Zero and Ao no Kiseki Kai were based off the PS4 versions. But my main concern is, will the game run at 30 frames or 60 frames? Because uh because the Vita version of Cold Steel 1 ran at 30 frames. But I'm really hoping that the Switch port runs at 60 frames, honestly. Anyways, this is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're gonna be playing it because I'm actually have some other topics to discuss as well. And I'll also discuss some more topics regarding
Mario Kart 8!
the smartphone industry and why I think that there's only one phone that kind of appeals to me in this day and age. So we're just gonna do 150. We're gonna choose some courses because there's some courses that I've never played in on stream. So UDS Music Park is one of them because I have never played this course in my streams. But the thing is, in some and once these Cold Steel games are released on Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, they'll be liberated from the hands of Sony's evil digital rights management practices. Which, again, a few days ago, or was it yesterday? I think it was a few days ago, but I criticized the decision by Sony to delist, and yeah, they were going after the patches too. That's what many people thought at first, but in reality, it was just something wrong with the servers. But what cannot be mistaken is that the Vita might also have a CMOS battery too. Well, not CMOS, but in the case of PlayStation Vita, it might not have a CMOS battery. It might just store the internal time using reserve battery power. Plus, the Vita's battery is non-replaceable. I do have a PSP 3000 series, and it's not good at storing the time and date here, because every time the date and time is stored on the PS Vita, on PSP, and the battery dies, it just resets the clock. I just wish. I know, right? There's also the PSP Go, which is actually pretty useless now, thanks to. I've been kind of terrible. Let's be about one more. Oh yeah, and there's even a new PC called Super Mario 64, called Super Mario 64 Plus. It is another whole keep getting hit by items. I know this is not one of my. This is not the best of luck I had. Keep getting frantic items. I'm not sure if frantic items even turn off. But again, I just got my second PS Vita from Japan, and right now I'm in the process of installing custom firmware onto it. All I need to get now is an SD card and an SD to Vita adapter. I have to take the L this time because it's happened at the end of the war. So I got 4th place. It was actually a pretty hard course. What course did I rarely see in or never saw in my game? There were 48 courses in total. We haven't seen Mario Kart Stadium. We haven't done Mario Circuit. Oh, I don't think we've done, I don't know. One course that we never did on here was, I did make a video about Yoshi Circuit, like, 3 years ago when I was still, just playing around with my Elgato HD60. But I'm not sure if I've even played it on stream. Maybe I forgot. And the reason this is important is because the Cold Steel 1 and 2 ports for the Switch are important is because there was never a successor handheld to the PS Vita, which means Nintendo is the only player in the portable market now. And the PS Vita failed in the West because some reasons were the proprietary memory cards, and also because people preferred iPhones and stuff. Because PS Vita had 3G, which was also available, which was provided by NTT Docomo in Japan and AT&T in the US. It did not have 4G LTE, unfortunately. Because it can't play online with the 3G client, unfortunately. So, Vita was supposed to be like. It tried to compete with the Nintendo 3DS, but ended up competing with the iPod Touch. It's kind of sad. Japan did really well. Like, they had a bunch of great visual novels and stuff. Unfortunately, the prices of Vita memory cards are going up because of no one was able to make a third-party Vita memory card unless you were on AliExpress or something. My advice is to just use the SD to Vita card first, but that being said, due to the failure of my donation campaign regarding PS No Pay Station, funding my games to, funding my wallet to buy games and preserve on No Pay Station, I'll probably provide you a link to the Discord server instead, if that's okay with you. A huge improvement here, but the problem is the Epoch Times, they got raided, and it'll spell trouble for other newspapers in Hong Kong that are against the CCP. For example, the Hong Kong Free Press might get raided next. I mean, if it really does get raided next, then please don't go after me, because I'm not a psychic. A lot of my stuff is based off of previous events, so okay, so that's not a course we didn't do. We did all 4 of these. We did Dragon Driftway. I think we've done Dolphin Shoals. I think we haven't done Mount Wario yet. But anyways, in some other news, the GTX 60. Oh, wait, I talked about it already. I just got. Oh yeah, Cold Steel 4. Oh wait, I already went after. Okay, so there's now a second youth camp VR experience, a way back camp VR experience. It's based off the anime, but the first one was at Lake Motosu, which is right next to Smell. There's another one, but again, you do not need a VR headset like the Nintendo Labo or the PSVR or something to play it. It's available on Steam, it's available on your favorite smart devices, and it's also available on PS4 and Switch and PC. Or PC version I haven't got it yet because the problem is it's kind of this turned the wrong way. I mean, this resembles Steam's work. By the way, I actually heard that there were some ski resorts in Togo because I was watching some other TASs a decade ago, like, which is basically a tool assisted speedrun for super fight. In this case, because there you go, you don't. I think being on exactly on time is really, it's sort of stopping at the exact location, so that it's not tool assisted speedrun, it's tool assisted super fight. Something else I watched was Super Mario 64 DS completely with no stars. It was released on April 1st, so I wasn't sure if it's an April Fool's joke or if it was actually true or something. And one more thing I have to cover today is think I've covered this course, yeah. But okay, so there's one more thing that I have to talk about regarding alright. I have a message to both gamers and manufacturers of electronics devices. Okay, so you know how it's extremely hard to buy a GPU right now, right? The Verge said that it is related to previous, no, to one person's, tariffs or something. Now, here's the thing. This is my take on it. Unfortunately, in the last few decades, a lot of companies have moved their production from their native countries to mainland China. You know anything about mainland China or the Communist Party of China? They were actually involved in the raid of the Epoch Times in Hong Kong. Even the Epoch Times said in an official statement that they were raided by the CCP. But the thing is, the beef between the CCP and Epoch Times went back as far as when the founders of the paper. Let's wait for the full show because the Epoch Times was founded by Falun Gong practitioners who fled China, and they have always been posting the truth about the CCP. And if you don't want to know something about the CCP, they hate the truth. Like, for example, they want to replace the reality with their version of reality. So, like I said the other day, like, for example, this also extends to matters regarding Taiwan. If you ask anyone in mainland China who is a so-called patriot, what Taiwan is, they'll say that it's a province of China. But if you ask someone in mainland China who is against the CCP, or you ask most people worldwide, they'll say it's a separate country. Well, unfortunately, the 2008 Beijing Olympics was the wrong decision. It was the worst decision the Olympic Committee has ever made. Because it only encouraged the CCP to get more powerful, and eventually caused the situation we're in right now. I'm not saying the CCP is entirely responsible for this situation too, honestly, but there's also one more thing I have to discuss. The US State Department is actually considering boycotting the 2002 Beijing Olympics. So, it's actually a really, good move because you know the Olympic Committee is now really shady, so and they're still holding the Tokyo Olympics even though no one can even go to Tokyo for the Olympics. Kind of defeats the purpose of the Olympics. You have to actually be there to have the full experience, and no one can even go there because the Japanese government's now pushing a lot of limitations on people entering Japan. So, this wasn't my best race because I lost 6 points in amusing park, so. But since it's about to storm outside, I will actually stop streaming now.